Hello, welcome to day 2 of creation. This is the second day in Copland's In the Beginning. So now I'm on page 6, and we just ended by saying, and the evening and the morning were the first day, in a very sonorous C-flat major chord. And now the soloist goes on to say, and God said, and instead of the normal, he changes it to this, outlining a definite major triad. But we're holding this chord. So he's doing this against this. Polytonality or bitonality, two tonalities at once. And it keeps this idea all the way through page 7 and 8. He takes two keys and he exposes them at once all the time. And page 7, which takes this idea of, and God made the firmament and divided the waters. God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. All of that confusing, fluid kind of idea of separating waters from firmament. He does in canon between the men and the women, in canon between the sopranos and altos, and canon between the tenors and basses. Everybody's going at a different time, so it has this churning feel. And we're also in triplets, so we have that sense of undulation. And in addition, we're in two keys at once, right? So at page 7, just looking at the soprano for a minute, page 7, all the sopranos sing, and God made the firmament, G flat major, right, in this key, right, while the altos are in D flat minor. Right? Tenors take the soprano key, basses. Right, so two keys at once, altos and basses are in one key, the minor key, sopranos and tenors are in the major key. And then he does that, and then phrase by phrase, he sequences us up by a whole step. So following the soprano again, she's singing the soprano section, and God made the firmament and divided the waters, and then up a step. God made the firmament and divided the waters, and then up a step. Under the firmament, waters, and then up another step. Firmament, above the firmament, right? And then finally, we all end in the same key, right? Let's follow the altos, same thing, right? Altos in a minor key, D flat minor. Now an E flat minor. And then F minor. F major. And then G minor. C major, and then we all end up together on the next phrase, right? Same thing happens with the tenors and the basses, just at slightly differently juxtaposed times, right? All in a sort of imitative cacophony as all of this creation is happening, right? And then right where I stopped, which is page 9, right, on the third bar of page 9, measure 62, right, we have this. We have, and it was so, all in kind of unison, octaves. Again, he will juxtapose with an octave some intervals so that it sounds bigger and broader than it really is. If you reduce that within one octave, it would sound like this. Two minor thirds, right? Remember minor thirds from the last time? How important they're going to be? Two minor thirds in a row. But big. Remember in the first one when she says is form and was without form and void, and the earth was without form, and we go right, displacing one of the notes by a whole octave to make the sound bigger and more expansive. That's a technique he uses a lot in this. So let's look at the idea of minor thirds in the tune that you're singing in pages 7 to 9, right? You have, right, of course you're singing major and minor triads, but it always ends with a minor third. Minor third here. Same thing here. Minor third before you change, right? Even if you're in minor, it's the same thing. Here. Right? Always ending with that minor third sound, right? It all comes back to the opening, you're singing. And then here. The heaven and the earth. You're singing about separating the firmament from the waters. Always singing waters that way. Minor third, right? All building from the opening phrase. Right, so we build and build through page 8. We're going higher and higher all together, higher and higher until we come finally to the top of page 9, and we get to this hemiola, right? Sorry. No, it's this. That's the hemiola firmament. That's it. And then G major, we basically hear this. We don't hear it, but we imagine it. And it was so. Again, it's a big leap in there. But it's basically 2 minor thirds. And then we have the big kind of chorale-like expression of "and God said," called, and then we have heaven here. Big fortissimo chord, A major chord in first inversion. And then, like before, we take one of those tones of that final chord and we build that as the common tone to here. We take that same tone of the third of heaven, the C sharp of heaven, which is in the bass, and that becomes the root of the next chord. This is the same sonorous kind of chord that we have every time we sing about the evening and the morning and the day that it is, right? First day is in C flat major, and the evening and the morning. Now we're here in D flat, and the evening and the morning. It's a different key, but it's the same exact voicing. Root, fifth, root, third. And every time we sing that little motif, it is in the same exact voicing. Very pleasing to the ear. And the evening and the morning was the second day. And that's the second day. I'll see you when you want to tune in to the third day.